Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Christina, and today I thought we would sit down and do some speed reviews on some brand new lip products. I have an array of different lip products ranging from different price points as well, and I wanted to show you guys all of my thoughts. Some of these I've tried, some of these I have not, so let's get started. So I have all the lip products in here. I also have more lip products to the side. They're lip stains, and I'm going to be talking about brand new lip stains in a separate video, but today we're going to be talking about all of the glosses, lip oils, and lip balms that I've been collecting the last couple of weeks. So I think I'll start with the lip glosses and lip oils, and then we'll move our way over to the lip balms because I'm not quite sure if the balms are staining. So let's start with one that I have tried so far, the Vanngo Glossy Lip Hue, and I have this in the shade Bilingual. So it looks like there are 12 shades available for $26. It says it's a hybrid between a gloss, lipstick, and balm, and it's skincare infused with high pigmentation and high shine. I chose the shade Bilingual, and this is more of a warm pinky tone, and I thought that this would go really well with a lot of lip liners that I typically gravitate towards. It is fragrance free, which I think a lot of people are going to appreciate. So here is what it looks like on my lips without anything else on. It's definitely high in pigmentation. You don't need a lot. Even though it is high pigmentation, you can put a little bit on and then kind of shear it out with the applicator and get the amount of coverage that you want. I know that this is described as a medium rose, but for me, I would categorize this into being a warm pink, and I think that this is super flattering on the lips. So now let's go ahead and apply it with a lip liner because that's how I typically would wear this. I'm going in with this Juvia's Place lip liner in the shade Signature. It just deepens up the outer corners of my lips really nicely and gives it a little bit more definition. All right, so I think you can kind of see what I mean about this giving a lot of pigmentation, but you can kind of customize the amount that you put onto the lips. I think this gives me a really nice touch of color without being too overbearing, and this formula so far has been really reminiscent to me to the Edam Le Chouchou lip balms, but there are some significant differences, but I do think that it reminds me of that. So first off, I want to talk about the packaging. Nice, sleek packaging. I love that it's red because it kind of pops in my otherwise really dark purses that kind of turn into a black hole. I know that's a personal thing, but also the top on this, I wish that it was a screw off top, but it just pops off like that. That makes me a little nervous because I'm scared that the cap is going to come off. And as you're kind of pulling this off, you have to make sure you're not squeezing the tube, because if you squeeze the tube and then you take this off, you risk getting product everywhere. Now this does say that it has a metal tip applicator, which is one of the features that they highlight, but it's not as good in my opinion as the Edam one. So you can see here that they both have a slanted tip, they're both metal applicators, and the hole is a bit higher on both of them. But the difference is that the Vanngo one has a little bit more of a curve. It curves on the top right there, while the Edam one, it's a little bit more steep right there, and it kind of stops on the top rather than curving over, and I found that that has made a really big difference. The Edam one also is bigger, so you have more surface area when you're actually applying this onto the lips, and I noticed that because this is going to be a thinner texture, some of the product can spill over the top of the applicator if you're not careful, if you use a little too much product at one time, and I find myself having to kind of go over, kind of finagle the applicator a little bit. It's not terrible, but it's not as seamless as the Edam one. Another thing that I mentioned was the texture. So this is clearly a lip balm, while this is a gloss lipstick balm hybrid. I would say that this is most similar to a lip gloss and a very runny liquid lipstick. It's a thin texture, but I'm impressed by this because it still feels really moisturizing. And that's the reason why it reminds me of the Edam one. It's significant on the lips. It definitely stays put. I actually put this on earlier and then I took a nap and I woke up and it was still there. So if that tells you anything. As far as I'm gathering, this isn't supposed to be a lip balm on its own, like a lip treatment type of thing, because there's no clear colors within the line. So it's clearly supposed to be a lip color. I'm really impressed by this because this is actually one that I can see myself reaching for a lot. I already have been reaching for it a couple of times now, and I've only had it for, I don't know, maybe less than a week. So if that tells you guys anything, it's really good. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't purchase another shade and I just enjoy this because I truly am just enjoying. I'm enjoying this. Let's look at this little gem. This is from Flower Nose and I got this on Ulta's website. This is the coating lip jelly from the teddy bear collection, I believe is what it's called, but it looks like a little teddy bear cake. And when you unscrew the top, the product is around the perimeter and the applicator is in a section in the center. I think it's really cool, definitely bulky, definitely not something you can put in your pocket, but it is super aesthetic, really fun, really cute. And also it smells straight up like chocolate. It smells really good. If you don't like that, then you probably won't like this. I got the shade JE03, which is peach tea, and I want to show you guys what this looks like with nothing on my bare lips so you can see what it looks like. Here is what peach tea looks like on me, and this alone looks really, really gorgeous in my opinion, and it's described as being a peach oolong, which is a really good description. For me, I would describe this as being a peachy milky brown tone. It almost could pass as like a nude shade on my lips, but it gives me a little something, a little bit of color, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And if you're gonna wear it like this without a lip liner, it kind of gives that blurred, diffused outer corner or outer area look, you know? When it comes to these more jelly kind of lip products, it really kind of gives that juicy lip look if you wear this without a lip liner, because it kind of like diffuses the color as it moves outward. It's definitely a substantial amount of shine. It's not like a drippy high shine type of lip jelly, but it still passes as like a lip gloss in my opinion. This says it's supposed to lock in moisture for 8 hours. Oh, it says that it sets in 15 seconds with high transfer resistance. I did a lip combination with this lip liner from Kosas. This is the hot liner in the shade Infinite, and then I put my Fwee pudding pot in the shade Fave, kind of diffused on the lips, and then I put this on top, and it was beautiful. It's super comfortable. This scent lingers just a little bit. I still smell it right now. It does go away after a while, but it does kind of hang out for a couple of minutes for sure. Let's see if this is actually transfer proof for real with me now knowing that it's supposed to be. So I have my water bottle right here. There's transfer. Okay, maybe it's not transfer proof, but I will say that it's still there. I've really been enjoying this one as well. So how do these compare to the Fwee jelly pots? I would say that the jelly pots from Fwee are going to be thinner and they are a little bit stickier, not in a bad way. This almost feels like a liquefied lip balm when you're applying it, kind of like the Too Faced pillow balms. It's a little bit like that, except it has way more shine. I actually feel like this has pretty good staying power. It feels like it actually sticks to the lips. It's not just like a gloss that's going to slip and slide everywhere. Not only is the packaging really cute and a little bit bulky, but the actual color is so good. Now we have the Kosas Lip Pulse. I have this one in the shade Soulfire, which is described as being a sheer mahogany. I like the cap. I think it's really cute. I think it's fun. And then they have just this plastic or silicone plasticky tip right here that has a little bit of a curve that allows you to kind of hug the lip product onto the lips. It looks pretty intense at first, but you definitely can, like you can see, it shears out, like you can see my skin underneath that swatch. This says that it's a high impact lip plumper with a satisfying warming cooling tingle for visibly fuller glossy lips. It says that it's always nourishing, not sticky or drying. And this is categorized as being a lip plumper, so keep that in mind. It does have a scent to it, but I'm not sure what that is. It's just a sweet scent. I think for myself, this color being more of mahogany, it is nice that it is sheer because it's not typically a color that I would go for on a day-to-day basis, but I do think sheared out, it looks really pretty. And almost immediately you can feel the cooling, warming sensation. And I do think that it feels cooling as well as warming. You can feel like that tingly, almost itchy feeling of a warming lip plumper, but it also feels a little bit minty. So far it's not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of like intense lip plumpers. My favorite one is going to be the Dr. Dennis Gross lip plumping treatment. The results on that one is so good, so I don't really mind how much that one tingles. This feels sort of similar, I would say. Oh, but as you can see, as I'm sitting here, I'm not squeezing or anything, and it's kind of pooling out of the product here. So I think that's a good depiction of how thin and runny this is. So you definitely don't want to leave this uncapped, or else it's probably just gonna spill everywhere. That's really weird that it's just coming out like that, and I have it upright. So I don't know what's going on there. Let's go ahead and wipe that. I'm just gonna hold it here, not even holding the product. Oh yeah, it's already happening. Can you see that? Very weird. Very, very weird. Okay. It could be because there's a lot of product in here, so maybe that's a plus, but also be careful. It's probably gonna get messy as time goes on. I don't know if it's actually plumping my lips. I think I would have to wear it a couple more times to be able to tell, but I do think that the color itself is really nice. You can kind of skip over wearing a clear lip plumper and just go straight into wearing your lip color for the day if you do decide to use this one. It is $25, which I find is a little expensive for something that I'm not like over the moon about. I'm gonna have to continue to use it, but I do think if you're looking for a shade like this that gives a little extra boost of plumping, then it might be a good one for you. But just to see if this plumped the lips or actually like aggravated the lips the way a lip plumper is supposed to, I'm going to take this off. And I think a really big indication on if this did plump my lips is if we have any natural color, like natural flush happening. We have a little bit of a flush going on here. It feels like it was getting more intense. I can definitely still feel that plumping aspect also. It's not terrible, painful, and like something that I'm running away from. I think this might actually be a pretty solid lip plumper so far. We have a brand new Maybelline product. I saw this whenever I was wandering through Walmart. This is the Maybelline Lifter Oil in Gel Lip Gloss, and I got this in Vanilla Horchata. I've not seen this anywhere else, and this is the first time I'm going to be using this. So it seems like this is supposed to be super high shine and very hydrating. What a funny applicator. It looked like it was going to be a sponge tip applicator, but it's not. Oh, that's hard plastic. It's not a silicone tip. It's like hard. Whoa. That's super pigmented and it's kind of spilling out. This is just like the Kosas one right now. No scent to it from what I can tell. That looked a lot darker on the swatch than in the tube. So let's apply this. I take back what I said. This color is not scary at all. It sheared out really, really well. The applicator at first I was like, this is not great, but I think it actually might give you more control with a more slippery type of product. It does feel a little goopy. Oh yeah. We're getting little stringy thingies. Do you guys see that? Let's try to remove that. Any excess product right there. Oh, it does have a scent, really subtle, kind of a vanilla scent to it. Okay, let's put that back on. It's Vanilla Horchata. Oh, I guess it probably smells like horchata. Yeah, a little vanilla, a little cinnamony. I feel like I have a gloss of some sort that looks exactly like this color. I can't place it, but it feels like a very generic type of nudie pink shade that we see come out of like the drugstore or like even Sephora or something. Not saying it's not pretty, but I definitely feel like if you like these types of shades, you probably have something similar to it. So first impression for you guys, to be honest, I feel like it could be a little bit messy. This applicator, if you wind up just a little bit too much, it would be a lot of product on the lips. I do think it shears out really nicely, and I do think the claim of it being very high shine and like bouncy and juicy definitely is there. I feel like this has the same amount of shine as some K-Beauty and J-Beauty lip products that I own and I've tested out. This is looking very similar. Oops, I just clicked it. See, I clicked it on accident. It reminds me a lot of my favorite Peri Para lip gloss. This is in number 09. So there is the Peri Para. And then let's swatch the lifter gel right next to it. Very similar. This is the Maybelline, this is the Peri Para. The Peri Para is definitely a bit lighter brown, a slightly more mauve tone, while the lifter gel from Maybelline is a bit of a darker mauve brown. It's not sinking into the lip lines. I actually feel like it's sort of making the lip lines disappear. It looks very filled in right now, which I can't complain about. I think it looks really nice. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on how I'm feeling about this, you guys, because I feel like if I wear this throughout the day, I could see this getting all over the place, like kind of moving around on my face or like getting on my teeth or something like that. Not a huge fan of the stringy thingies at the very beginning when I first applied this, but it does have a little bit of stick, like it's gripping to the lips. I don't know, definitely feels different than the lifter glosses. This feels thinner, and I feel like this gives a different type of shine because the pigmentation on this is different. It's higher. I don't know, this is interesting. What do you guys think of this? Do you like this? Let me know what you think. Last for the lip gloss lip oil category, we have the brand new MAC Lip Glass Cushion, and I got this in the shade Mauve Mint, which is supposed to be a cool mauve tone. So this retails for $25. It says it's a high pigment, high shine lip oil, provides 72 hours of hydration, and it's a cushiony, comfortable formula that soothes and improves the moisture barrier of the lips. Classic MAC lip product vanilla scent. Here is that shade. Definitely a pinky mauve, and it's not as shiny as the glosses, obviously, because this is going to be more of an oil. The applicator is very wiggly. It's kind of funny. It's not as stiff. It's a very wiggly, loose applicator. The color at first I was like, it kind of looks like my lip color, but for me, this is pulling very, very pink, not so much mauve in my opinion. Definitely high pigmentation. I feel like this gives really even amounts of pigmentation, but I also slightly see this going into my lip lines. Oh, and almost immediately it's giving me butthole lips. Oh, that sucks. Okay, when a lip product does that immediately like that, I already know it's gonna be a no for me, because as the day progresses, I don't wanna have to fuss and look at my lip product to see if it's like gathering on the center. Oh, and it's doing it so badly. I can definitely see it. I don't know if all the shades are gonna do it, or because this one is going to be a more lighter pink shade than my actual lip color, but this definitely is turning me off. The other shades, they look okay, but they're not ones that I would typically gravitate towards anyways, so it doesn't really matter if the other ones do it or not. For me, this one is just, I don't think it's gonna work very well. But the actual formula, aside from that, it kind of feels like the Rare Beauty lip balm, liquid lip balms, you know, that they came out with a while ago, not the like stick lip balms that were more recent. It feels like it has some good body to it. It feels less like a lip oil and more like a liquefied lip balm to me, which is really nice, but it definitely has a really high pigmentation for something that's being categorized as a lip oil. I would almost say that this is closer to a glossy liquid lipstick. I'm not a huge fan of when glossy lip products have this much coverage. I like something that looks a little bit more sheer, because sometimes I feel like something like this can look quite flat. And if you try to incorporate a lip liner, if it's really high pigmentation like this, sometimes it doesn't even really show up underneath it. But let's try it really quickly just to give this the benefit of the doubt, even though that center area, not looking good, you guys. Okay, here it is paired with MAC Cork. I definitely think it looks a lot better with a lip liner, and I use the smallest amount of this to try to make sure that we could still see the lip liner, and also to kind of see if we could avoid that center ring of product. And I still kind of see it, you guys. It's kind of sinking into my lip lines as well as creating a ring on that bottom lip. Ugh, not a fan. Not a fan. I don't think this is gonna work out for me, unfortunately. Have you guys tried this in a different shade? What has your experience been? Please let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to lip balms. I have 3 lip balms, starting off with this Winky Luxe Espresso Tini lip balm. How cute is this? It has like little, I think they're fake espresso beans on the top, but it's really cute. It's supposed to smell like espresso. Oh yeah, it smells like coffee. Oh, I had to really get in there. Oh, that smells so good. So it says that this is a hydrating lip balm, skin-loving ingredients, and has a velvety smooth espresso Tini flavor, universally flattering, and it's a buildable nude tint. It says it's in espresso vanilla. I can smell the vanilla for sure. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, definitely a sheer balm, which I'm not mad about. When it comes to balms, sometimes I like when it's a bit more sheer because I can kind of build it or wear as much as I think I need for actual hydration, not just color, you know? I can't stop smelling it. It smells so good. Okay. Oh, that is pretty. I don't know about universally flattering, because obviously if you don't like brown tones on your lips, then you're not going to think that it looks good on you. And it does seem like it's a little bit more on the warm side of browns. So if you do have more of a cool complexion, it might be quite warm on you. But I think on myself, This looks very pretty. I don't think it washes me out. I think that little hint of reddish brown in there really complements my complexion because I am neutral and I lean a bit more warm toned. It's not going to be a thick lip balm. It feels a little bit like a slippery lip balm, a very thin lip balm for sure. I've talked about this on my channel before. This is the Phytosurgeon's Calm Conditioning Lip Balm. I have this in the shade Brave Break. They seem very similar to me, except this one definitely pulls a little bit more neutral, slightly more cool than the Espresso Tini from Winky. Just to give you guys a comparison swatch, so you can see that is quite sheer upon application, but you can definitely build it up. And this Phytosurgeon's lip balm, it really prioritizes the actual feel of hydration and hydrating the lips over the pigmentation, which is why I feel like the sheerness of this balm looks quite natural and it's a nice plus, but this actually feels like it's hydrating on the lips. And then this one, while it has similar sheerness, I do feel like it's a little bit slippery. So if you like a lip balm that feels more thin on the lips, this would be a really good option. It does have the same amount of sheerness here that I'm seeing. The colors are similar, but they're different enough. You can definitely still see your natural lips through it. So it is for sure going to be more on the sheer side of things. So if you're looking for something a little everyday, it's really cute. I think the packaging is really cute. Smells incredible. Can't say just yet if this is going to be a long-lasting hydrating lip product. I will keep you guys updated. Let me know in the comments if you want an update on that. But so far, I kind of feel like it's a little thinner than what I would consider a very nourishing lip balm for myself, something that's going to give me lasting hydration, but I could be wrong. And lastly, we have two Fwee lip balms, but they are two different finishes. This is going to be the Glowy Smoothie and this is the Blurry Smoothie. So obviously this is gonna have gloss and this one is not. So let's start off with the glossy one. I have this one in the shade Guava Crush. It has that classic Fwee packaging where it has a fun little shape. This one has like a little jelly bean cap. So it has a small applicator right here. It is a hard plastic applicator. Ooh, that's really pink. I was hoping that this would be a little bit warmer. That's okay. Does it have a scent? I can't tell what it smells like because the back of my hand smells like all the different lip products I swatched. I think it has a scent. I think it's like a fruity scent. There are 6 shades of this on Ulta's website, so it's 6 in total. So it includes both the glowy and the blurry finish. For the glowy one, it says it's a buildable texture that enhances both color and shine with each layer, lightweight yet delivering intense gloss, maintains a comfortable feel without stickiness or oily residue, even when reapplied. Very sheer. Okay, that's an interesting texture. Oh, it smells good. It smells like gummy candy. Okay, that turned into a really pretty color. So here's what Guava Crush looks like on me. I'm trying to figure out what this texture is. So if you guys have tried the Fwee Jelly Pots, it's thicker than that, but it's thinner than the 3D volumizing gloss from Fwee. It feels like it's kind of right in the middle of that. This has a little bit of cushion to it. I'm trying to find the words to describe this right now. Not that it's like incredibly different and innovative than anything I've tried, but it literally feels like if the 3D volumizing gloss was a little bit more balmy. I think it reminds me of that. You know how there are body oils and there are body oils that are described as being a dry oil? This almost feels like a dry lip gloss. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it. It feels like it has a little bit of pull to it when I rub my lips together like that, but it's not sticky. Like it still feels, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's a little bit of stick to it, a little bit of tack, but not in a sticky lip gloss way. Ugh, I hope you guys are following me. Overall, I think it's good. I think it feels good. It feels comfortable. And I think that it feels like it's gripping to the lips really well. Like it's a lip balm that's going to stay on the lips for a while. I don't know if it'll withstand eating and drinking. I was hesitant at first from the swatch on the back of my hand, but it looks really good. Let's pair it with the lip liner really quickly. I'm going to use the Kosas Hot Liner in Infinite. Okay, I'm going to apply this now on top. All right, here is the Glowy Smoothie paired with this lip liner. This is such a pretty pinky lip combo. I think this is super wearable. Feels really comfortable. I have no complaints so far. It's not stringy. Like if you go like this, no stringiness happening. I like the scent of it. It does linger. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what the difference is with the Jelly Pot and the 3D volumizing gloss. It does feel different, but I just can't pinpoint exactly what it is. I do feel like this is right in between those, but because of that, do you need This one, if you have those, probably not. If I'm being honest, probably not. They're so similar that I'm sitting here trying to figure it out for just figuring it out sake, you know, and I don't know. It's so similar. So that means that it's good because I really love the jelly pots and I really love the 3D volumizing glosses. Last one is the Blurry Smoothie. I have this one in the shade Oat Cinnamon BW02, and I'm sure the question is going to be, how does this differ from the Blurry Pudding Pot? We will see. Pretty color. I love that. Does not smell the same as the Glowy smoothie. Whoa. Did you guys see that? On my top lip, it's still very liquidy looking, and then when I pressed it together, it instantly turned powdery. What? That's weird. Okay, here's Oat Cinnamon. It's definitely pulling a little bit more reddish toned on myself than I think it looks here on the outside, but I do think that this is a really pretty color. It's just a little bit more pinky red than what I imagined it being. Okay, this texture immediately reminded me of the NYX Smushy Balm. I'm gonna have to compare this side by side to really see what this is looking like. I think it was really interesting seeing this go from liquidy to immediately powdery. I think this is a perfect example of a cream to powder when it comes to a lip product. It feels like you can feel the silicones on it where it's a little bit velvety feeling, you know what I'm talking about? It kind of looks like a My Lips but better, kind of like Movie Lips, if you guys remember that, where it just looks like it's this lived in lip color, which I know a lot of people are really big fans of. I think this does it so well and so easily. I actually appreciate this more stiff applicator because I feel like it gave me a lot more precision. Let's compare this texture. So I'm going to do a pretty big dollop right here, and then I'm going to take my NYX Smushy Balm. Very similar in applicators. Just looking at it, it looks like the Fwee one is a bit more on the liquidy side, whereas the NYX one comes out almost moussey and airy. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell that difference on camera. Oh, they're so similar, you guys. The Fwee one feels a little bit more wet, while the NYX one feels more silicone-y, more like it has that, you know, like the Smashbox Photo Ready primer type of feel. It feels more like that than the Fwee one. I think also the Fwee is giving a lot more pigmentation. I think I used more product, to be fair, but that pigmentation is going pretty far. Whereas with the NYX one, it is less pigmented, but might be a pro if, you know, you don't want something that's as deep as that. They look very similar to me on the lips though, in terms of finish. I can almost tell you immediately the difference with this and the blurring pudding pot. This one feels significantly more silicone-y and less drying, because the Fwee pudding pots definitely dry down into a blurred diffuse finish, while this one feels like it has a layer of moisture underneath that blurred finish. So if you find the blurry pudding pots to be slightly too dry, I think maybe this might be the answer to get that same look. Maybe a little bit, no, the same pigmentation, but more hydration. I kind of like it without a lip liner. I like this more blurred, diffused look. Really quickly, you guys, I want to throw in this new NYX Fat Matte Lip Pen. So this is going to be more of a moussey, airy whip lipstick. It feels super thin, thinner than the NYX Smushy Bombs, and it really feels like nothing on the lips. It's very reminiscent to me to a lip blush look. So it's evenly pigmented with one swipe, and it transferred well to the bottom lip, and it really reminds me of like the Verse lip blushes, the Refi, the Merit lip blushes. It gives me that lip blush vibe versus the Smushy Bomb that's more like a Fwee pudding pot where you can feel a layer of silicone hydration. This feels almost like nothing, and because of that, I wouldn't say that it's a hydrating lip product on its own, but it definitely gives you that soft blurred look if that's what you're looking for. So that concludes all of my first impressions on these brand new lip products. I think we had a good array of products here. A lot of like mixed emotions, I think, with these first impressions. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, what you think about these lip products, the textures, the formulas, what they might remind you of. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any additional questions for me, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a really quick, casual, fun one, I think. If you guys are curious to see my thoughts on other new products that are not lip products, I'm going to link that right here for you. And until next time, you guys, I hope you take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye.